Let's talk about some of the different revenue streams as a creator that you can tap into. Where is the opportunity at today, and how can you take advantage of the creator economy to achieve financial freedom? Now, I went to university, I got an expensive degree, and then I articled for 30 months for a designation that I was told was supposed to financially change my life, only to realize that none of these things will actually make you money. They just help you earn a living and get by. And so thankfully, I met the right people over the years that actually taught me how to think properly about money. So when it comes to online business models, the first and my most favorite revenue stream for beginner creators is being a coach or selling existing professional services using social media. The reason why I like coaching is because it's the lowest barrier to entry and it's the best for beginners because the margins are the highest of all online business models. So coaching does not require you to hire people, have employees, or build really complex operations, and the tech costs associated with coaching are also relatively low. So you don't need a full-frame camera, you don't need fancy editing software, and all you really need to get started with is your iPhone. And you can basically rely 100% on inbound marketing, aka just content, which means that there is a pretty minimal financial investment involved. Now, when I was a fitness coach, I always used Canva to create graphics. It's super accessible to everyone. And I would say that coaching is really good if you are working full-time because the time commitment to create content is not as significant as running an agency or selling B2B services. Generally speaking, Instagram is the best platform for coaches. It's fairly easy to use and simple to use. Filming reels, putting information into simple, digestible content in the form of carousel posts and closing sales in the DMs. It's all super beginner friendly. Digital products. Now, in Naval Ravikant's book, he talks about how the next generation's wealth is going to be made through code and media, and he mentions specifically products with no marginal cost of replication. So digital products would be courses, templates, and selling information with what you already know. Now, the funnels for digital products are also fairly basic to set up and understand as well. You can design the products and everything in Canva. Now, personally, what I like most about low-ticket digital products isn't the money in the product itself. I think the money is in the upsell, specifically if you funnel your low-ticket digital product into a recurring high-ticket service, which is definitely doable in the coaching world. Now, in a world where information is now becoming more and more of a commodity with the rise of AI and ChatGPT, in the creator economy, people ask me where is the shift going? And I think it's personally going more towards memberships and community. So group memberships at a low ticket price are becoming more and more popular because people want and need a community for so many reasons. And for example, for myself, it was actually meeting the right people along the way in online communities that helped me make money. More money than anyone who tries to convince me that being a CPA is going to make me. There are a lot of platforms that paid memberships can work on. They're all relatively similar. Patreon, School, YouTube also has a paid feature now, as well as Discord. Physical products. Now, when you have a following, you can also sell any sort of physical product that ties back to your personal brand. Now, there are creators that sell planners, that sell notebooks, that sell clothes, and knowing what I now know about personal branding, I would personally never launch a physical product that was not backed by my own personal brand or my own name. Now, I've sold physical products in the past before, and with shipping and fulfillment, it is quite a bit of work. But if it's something that you're super passionate about and it ties back into your personal brand, that's definitely an opportunity as well. Because when you have a personal brand, the best part of personal branding is that you can charge top of market prices, if not completely premium prices. For example, you can charge $80 for a planner, you can charge $100 for a planner, you can charge $100 for fitness clothes. If you had a personal brand as a fitness influencer, you can charge Lululemon prices for your products. Yes, that's the public company Lululemon, just because you are willing to film yourself on camera. It's actually insane how much money that you can make in this world just by being willing to do things that other people are not willing to do. So YouTube is currently the only platform that will pay you based on views. Here is a screenshot of a video in the investing niche that got me personally a pretty high CPM of $35. Now, knowing what I know now about YouTube, I would encourage beginners, if you're interested in starting a YouTube channel, to not pick a niche based on CPM, but to actually pick content that you enjoy creating because you do have a passion for it And it just won't work in the long term if you're just chasing views and filming stuff that you don't genuinely love. It will definitely come through on camera if you don't really like what you're doing, especially YouTube of all the platforms because of long form content, but because also it has at least 12 months time commitment before you build a big enough following to be able to monetize. So for example, if you're an accountant, you can film tutorials on how to use Xero or Sage or QuickBooks. You can film how-to tax videos. These videos will have a very high CPM because they are business-related finance videos. They will have a high watch time because people will need to follow through step by step. And when people spend time with you and they find value in your content, they find your content helpful, when they are ready to make a purchase, you are going to be top of mind. If you guys are interested in learning how to make money as a creator, then make sure you join my community. So whether you are a coach, a consultant, or a service provider, everything in my community is designed to help you make money. From personal branding, to sales techniques, to lead generation, to content creation. It's free to join, and I go significantly in depth with detailed strategies compared to what I currently talk about on YouTube. So sponsorship opportunities are pretty crazy. You can definitely charge some big numbers as an influencer because of the amount of reach and eyeballs that you get on your content. The market value for influencer content is very high, and the bigger your following, the more that you can charge. You can charge $500 a post, a couple $1,000s for a video. Now, I will say that there are some pros and cons when it comes to sponsorships. You do have to create and film content in a certain way to be able to attract sponsors. And I personally think it's also really important to pick sponsors and work with companies that are aligned with your brand, because basically every time you do a sponsored video, you are taking from your audience. I think it's really important not to just plug a random company stuff in the middle of a video or the middle of a podcast and call it a day. And also as a bigger influencer, you will be given opportunities to speak, and the value of your time will increase. Now, as somebody who worked her way up through corporate and worked alongside many other human resources professionals, I do understand how market value of compensation in corporate roles works. And I can tell you that the time to energy focus of building a following and increasing the dollar value of your time, there is no better way to do it other than to be a creator in today's society. Now, once your following gets big enough, you will be able to leverage affiliate marketing and use affiliate links. This can be done with any social media platform, but that's basically showing yourself using products, filming the products that you use and integrating it into your videos and your content. And it's actually so easy to set up these days with Amazon. There are also a lot of different product-based companies or e-commerce companies that will give you referral and discount codes and give you basically a cut of their sales. I actually get a lot of these offers in my inbox on a regular basis. I do build my own personal brand with a lot of intent, and a lot of times the offers that come through are just not aligned with what I want. I think as a creator, it's very important to choose your associations very carefully, but especially as a business influencer or a personal influencer, just because it all comes down to the topic of money. But generally speaking, it is important to be picky with who you choose to associate with, especially when it comes to content. If you like this video today, you're gonna love my other video on how to build a personal brand in 2025. And in that video, I give you guys a lot of my top secrets on personal brand building, what I've learned over the years, my reflections, what makes a good personal brand. So make sure you check out that video up top here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Until next time.